Hello, everybody. It's Bill. It's that college football guy here in the video. We got a lot to get to. Week 4 recap. I got to do my good, the bad, and the what the hell. I've got to do my new top 25, that top 25 week 5, and since it's every other week, the subscriber rankings for week 5. Subscriber rankings, those you don't know, actually, you know what? The hell with it. I'll get in what happens. These larger shirts. Anyway, don't look the best on camera. Don't really care because gotta do what you gotta do when you're big. This is the way it looks. All right, now Greece City. All right. First off, congratulations. First off, I want to get an apology to Rutgers, the subscriber school. I didn't do a prediction for you for the Rutgers Virginia Tech game. I kept going, what did I miss? What did I miss? I forgot to do that game, so I'm not counting it. But congratulations to Rutgers with a big win over Virginia Tech. It's a good help for there. Also, rank the other subscriber schools who actually won games this week: Illinois, Washington State, Ohio State, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Miami, Penn State, Notre Dame, Louisville, Iowa State, Cincinnati, West Virginia, Nevada, Washington, Florida State, Iowa, Colorado, Fresno State, Boise State, and Hawaii all got wins. Now, the good. Remember some good performances. We saw a lot of Power 5 schools beating up on G5s. Texas beat UL Monroe 51-3. Ohio State beat Marshall 49-14. Ole Miss beat Georgia Southern 52-13. Miami beat up South Florida 50-15. Penn State destroyed Kansas State 56-0. Iowa State beat Arkansas State 52-7. Kentucky beat Ohio 41-6. South Carolina beat Akron 50-7. There was some good points though. 4 points I think really. G5 wise, Jacksonville State beat Southern Miss 44-7. That's actually within the G5. That's actually pretty good win. UConn, yeah, the one who was supposed to be the toilet bowl, beat Florida Atlantic 48-14. Somebody want to explain that one to me, please? But a big win for Jim Mora. But the two games in particular I want to talk about in the Power 5 level. Cincinnati beat Houston. The two subscriber schools played against each other. Cincinnati was the worst team in the Big 12 last year. Houston's the worst team in the Big 12 this year. And Cincinnati beat Houston 34-0. A lot to get into on that one, but to basically say congratulations to Cincinnati on a big win. But the biggest win, the one who looked the best of everybody else, was BYU, beating top 25 Kansas State 38-9. I can go over it, but everybody else already has. Look, great win. So I had to give him credit on that great win. So that's the BYU definitely was the best of the week. The bad, which is who won but didn't look good doing it. My Vols playing Oklahoma 125-15. Oh, it was you guys had a big lead at the half. It should have been bigger. All the hype, it should have been bigger, but it wasn't. Is Oklahoma defense great? Is it like all-world caliber, national championship caliber? No, it's a damn good defense. The Oklahoma's defense is damn good. It's finally caught up. Tennessee's offense, the field sucked. And Oklahoma and Tennessee were having problems on it. That was across the board. Somebody needed to get talking to about that one. But didn't look good because Nico, packet awareness, strip sacks. What are you doing, dude? Redshirt freshman, supposed to be all-world, making mistakes. But you're a redshirt freshman. You're not as good as everyone thinks you are. You're still learning at this point. And the offense as a whole having mess-ups. But they won the game. Key point in the game happened end of the second half, end of the second quarter, end of the first half. When Jackson Arnold got benched and Michael Hawkins Jr. came in. Did quarterback draws. I don't know what the hell that was all about. But for now, I've seen enough. I'm a Tennessee fan. Like, it isn't painfully obvious at this point. I respect the Oklahoma Sooners. I mean, when I did my preseason predictions, I thought Tennessee was going to be further behind than they are now. They're ahead of schedule. And I thought Oklahoma would be further up there, and they're back. And I had Oklahoma winning this game because the defense, and going into Norman, you're going to get 7 points. Oklahoma's got 7 points just for showing up and being in Norman. It's an incredible environment. But I saw the Arizona game, and I've seen this. Oh, he was only playing against he was playing against that defense. Two things need to happen. Short term, Jackson Arnold needs to be given the clipboard, and Michael Hawkins Jr. name him the starting quarterback. Because that QB run, when he went over the top and got flipped end over end, where he was making plays on there, it doesn't matter. He's making plays. Oh, he was playing on there. Dude, start him next week. Not against Texas. Start him next week. See what happens. He's dynamic. He's got balls. He's got guts. He's not afraid of anybody. The moment's not too big for him. He doesn't care. He may not be the name, but he's got dog in him. You got to give him a shot. Because if you don't, they're going to be coming. The fan base is going to be coming for your throat. Give him a shot. Jackson Arnold is not the guy. Let Hawkins have the chance. Don't start him against Texas. Let him do this next game. See what happens. If he does good, make a decision from there. But yeah, I would take Jackson Arnold out and put Hawkins in because Oklahoma was nothing. He took over. They were right back in it. Because it's a different look. I guess there was more teams I should bring up here for the look one, but then look good doing it. LSU beating UCLA. It was 17-17 at the half. You won 34-17. Pulled away late. You got to do better, dude. You got to do better. Louisville beats Georgia Tech 31-19. It was Louisville. You're only up by 3 at the half. I mean, you pulled away late, but dude, you got to do better. I don't like what I'm seeing here. I don't. Texas A&M. You beat Bowling Green 26-20. We're up 13-3 at the half. Bowling Green made adjustments. You didn't. This is the second time. Mike Elko has players that make plays. The part of me thinking this is maybe a cultural issue from the previous culture. That the players didn't care with Jimbo and the same non-caring attitude. The ones he's brought in are coming in. But he's going to have to take 3 to 4 years to do a complete change-out. I gave you the one that didn't look good doing it, because the simple fact of the matter is you're actually in this stat, Florida State. You beat Cal, 14-9. Didn't look good doing it, but hey, it's a dub for you. First step, baby steps here. You got the win. And even though they weren't favored by much, I'm going to put this one in here. Colorado beating Baylor 38-31 overtime. Dude, you needed a Hail Mary at the end of damn regulation to even get to OT, okay? Look. I get it. The problem is that you're winning by this much. And you're losing by this much. You got to do better. Got to do better. Less chirping, more talking on the field, not on the sound bite. Cut off the sound bites. All right. What the blue hell? We got 4 in this list. All right, first off. They proved what I knew this week. They proved it. Missouri. What the blue hell? You needed double overtime to beat Vandy. Double overtime to beat Vanderbilt. 30-27 overtime. It was 13-10 Vandy at the half. I said this before the start of the season. People looked at me like I was crazy. Missouri is the most overrated ranked team in all of FBS. They have a very baby soft schedule. They could make Michigan proud from last year. But you got the schedule. You have to make it work. Yeah. The problem is you shouldn't be beating bad teams by 3 points in double overtime. What the blue hell, Missouri? Next up, one that did not shock me, but I have to do it because Northern Illinois, ranked 23rd in the country. I said at the time it was more Notre Dame falling behind than it was Notre Dame losing than it was Northern Illinois winning. Notre Dame lost that game. Northern Illinois didn't win it. Got a little bit of kickback for that. Well, Buffalo beats them 23-20 in overtime. It was 14-3 NIU at the half, and Buffalo made the adjustments, and you didn't. Different animal when you're expected to win and you're not. You're not the underdog anymore. You're the favorite. And that's a problem for you. Look, I just didn't see enough there. Was it hangover from the Notre Dame game still? Possibly. But I just didn't like what I saw. I just didn't. So what the blue hell, Northern Illinois? Hey, you're even on a what the blue hell. Florida International. You thought I was going to let you skate by with this one? You lost to FCS Monmouth. 45-42 at home. You're up 28-21 at the half. One stat line caught my attention. First one I'm reading for the whole day. Senior Monmouth quarterback Derek Robertson. 35-51, 361 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 INT. 34 TDs, 4 INTs so far in the season. I don't know if he's going to do anything, but what the blue hell, dude. You should not be losing FCS, but the biggest what the blue hell. North Carolina. What the blue hell are you doing? Mac Brown. Maybe you do need to hang it up. Because 70-50, you lose to James Madison. The score is misleading because the fact it was 53-21 North Carolina. That's me. 50-21 James Madison at the half. This thing was over at the half. Look, Alonzo Barrett. That's his name. Quarterback Alonzo Barrett, quarterback of James Madison. 22-34, 388 yards, 5 touchdowns, 0 picks. 223 yards team rushing. North Carolina, 5 turnovers. You came back in the end when they literally put the brakes on. That's the only reason you made this score respectable. But they beat you up. Like North Carolina is supposed to be the world beaters. You know, I'm like, oh, no, we're better. I got told about this one. North Carolina's going to win by 30 against James Madison. No, you didn't. 50-point swing. You lost by 20. So seriously, North Carolina, what the blue hell? All right. That's that. Now we're going to get into that top 25, my top 25 for this upcoming week 5. We're going to recap last week's poll. And like I normally do, like a top 35. Keep the next 10 up, which is like the equivalent of others receiving votes. Excuse me. So the poll from last week, number 1 was Texas, 2 Alabama, 3 Georgia, 4 Oregon, 5 Ole Miss, 6 Ohio State, 7 Missouri, 8 Penn State, 9 USC, 10 Tennessee, 11 Oklahoma, 12 Oklahoma State, 13 Kansas State, 14 Notre Dame, 15 Miami, 16 Utah, 17 LSU, 18 Michigan, 19 Clemson, 20 Louisville, 21 UNLV, yeah, put them in the poll, 22 Washington State, 23 Georgia Tech, 24 Boston College, 25 Arizona. And this poll for this week, Texas, I do mine on a mathematical formula, not on opinion. Okay? And I said this before, I put the chart up in the first poll, the poll I did. You beat a top 5, it's based on points. You're worth 1 point if you're number 1 in the country, you're worth 25 if you're 25th in the country. If you beat a school, points get taken off your score. If you lose to somebody, your points get added. Literally that way. And there's a chart that I've used for a long time. I have to redo it because the damn thing's torn apart. But like beating a top 5 school is worth more than beating a top 25 school, which is worth more than beating a Power 4 school, which is worth more than beating the G school, which is worth more than beating an FCS school. And consequently, you don't have as much points added if you lose to a top 5. It's more if you lose to a top 25. It's more if you lose to a top Power 4. If it's more, you lose to a G5. It's more, you lose to a FCS. And blowouts add your score and take away. So it's chart-wise. But here's the new top 25. If you don't play in the week, I gave you a 0 because you had a bye. I don't give you points for having byes. You don't get credit for not playing. You say it's not fair. But really, when you add your bye, you lost ground. But when they have theirs, you'll gain. It balances out at the end. Just relax. So the number 1 team in the country, the Texas Longhorns, stay number 1. Number 2, up 3 spots, is Ole Miss. Up 3 spots, number 3 is Ohio State. Down 2 spots, the number 4 is Alabama. Up 2 spots, the number 5 is Missouri. Yeah, they won. And number 6 is Georgia, down 3. Because Georgia didn't play. I'm going to hear the pushback about this. Georgia didn't play, Missouri did. Here's my point. Missouri crowned 1 spot ahead of them. Missouri has their bye week and Georgia plays. How fast is Georgia going to blow by them? It balances out in the end. Number 7, up 3 spots, is Tennessee, holding the same as last week. Number 8, Penn State. Down 5 spots to number 9 is Oregon, didn't play. Up 6 spots, the biggest climb of the week, to number 10 is Utah. Up 3 spots to number 11 is Notre Dame. Up 3 spots to number 12 is Miami. Up 5 spots, both of them, number 10, number 11 respectively, Michigan and Clemson. Up 2 spots. Number 13 and 14 are Michigan and Clemson, excuse me. Number 15, up 2 spots, is LSU. Down 7 spots. Number 16 is USC. Down 6 spots. Number 17 is Oklahoma. So USC 16, Oklahoma 17. Up 2 spots. Number 18 is Louisville. Down 7 spots. Number 19 is Oklahoma State. Up 4 spots. Number 20 is Boston College with a win. Up 1 spot to 22 is Washington State. Down 1 spot to number two. Up spot to 21 is Washington State. Down 1 spot to number 22 is UNLV. Down 10 spots, biggest drop of the week, to number 23, Kansas State. Up 1 spot to number 24 is Georgia Tech. And re-debuting in the top 25 is Texas A&M, which means Arizona dropped out of the poll. But that's my top 25 for this week. Texas, Ole Miss, Ohio State, Alabama, Missouri, Georgia, Tennessee, Penn State, Oregon, Utah, Notre Dame, Miami, Michigan, Clemson, LSU, USC, Oklahoma, Louisville, Oklahoma State, Boston College, Washington State, UNLV, Kansas State, Georgia Tech, Texas A&M. This is mathematical. This is not based on opinion, because the mathematical ones are where you screw up. The opinion ones is where you screw up. Mathematical ones, it balances out. Now, subscriber rankings. These are the subscriber schools. We have 45 subscriber schools. The same rules that applies to the top 25 applies to here. So I'm going to repeat the pie rating. The subscriber schools, though, it's not a weekly thing like the top 25. It's every 2 weeks. There's a preseason poll. Then there's the one done at the end of week 1. After 2 weeks of football, the week 3 poll comes out. Preseason poll is week 1. Then week 3 is the next one. Week 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. It's every 2 weeks is this poll here. So it's based on what you've done over 2 weeks, not 1 week. 2 weeks. So last 2 weeks ago, the poll for subscriber schools. Number 1 was Georgia for subscriber. Number 1 subscriber school was Georgia. 2 Penn State. 3 Ohio State. 4 Ole Miss. 5 Tennessee. 6 Miami. 7 Oklahoma State. 8 Kansas State. 9 Louisville. 10 Notre Dame. 11 TCU. 12 Clemson. 13 Iowa State. 14 Washington. 15 Iowa. First, you say, how the hell is TCU ahead of Clemson? This is subscriber schools. And you beat a top 25 school is fine in the poll. But if they're not top 25 here, it's just like beating a Power 5 school, Power 4 school. It's worth less points. So you have to do it based on 2 different sets of top 25s. But anyway, in Clemson. 13 is Iowa State, 14 Washington, 15 Iowa, 16 Rutgers, 17 Arizona, 18 Illinois, 19 West Virginia, 20 NC State, 21 Florida State, 22 Toledo, 23 Coastal Carolina, 24 Boise State, 25 Washington State, 26 Auburn, 27 UNLV, 28 Minnesota, 29 Northwestern, 30 Fresno State, 31 Colorado, 32 East Carolina, 33 Baylor, 34 South Florida, 35 Bowling Green, 36 Ohio, 37 Cincinnati, 38 Hawaii, 39 Marshall, 40 Middle Tennessee State, 41 San Diego State, 42 Wyoming, 43 Houston, 44 Nevada, and 45 UTEP. So 2 weeks of rankings. 2 weeks of games. Who's the number 1? A new number 1. It's the Rebels of Ole Miss. They're the number 1 team in the subscriber rankings this week. Up 3 spots. Up 3 spots to number 2 is the Tennessee Vols. Down 2 spots. They only played, remember, 2 games. You play 2 games, you have points taken away from your score twice. Georgia only played 1, so it's less points. Down 2 spots to number 3. Georgia. Up 2 spots. Number 4 is Miami. Down 3 spots, respectively, to 5 and 6 is Penn State and Ohio State. Up 3 spots to number 7 is Notre Dame. Up 4 spots to number 8 is Clemson. Holding the same at number 9 is Louisville. Down 2 spots to number 10 is Kansas State. Up 4 spots to 11 is Iowa State. Up 4 spots to number 12. I'm sure that's right. That can't be right. Are they actually that far up? Up 1 spot to number 12 is Iowa State. So I thought. Down 6 spots to 13 is Oklahoma State. Down up. I'm gonna pull this thing up here. I wrote this kind of fast here. Up 4 spots to number 14 is Illinois. Down 2 spots to 15 is Rutgers. Up 8 spots. Co-tied for the biggest climb. It's not the biggest climb of the week. I apologize. Up 8 spots. I forgot. To number 17 is Washington State. Up 1 spot to number 18 is West Virginia. Up 5 spots to number 19 is Boise State. Biggest climb of the week into the top 25. Under 5, we'll get to there, but actually I skipped ahead. Number 19 up 5 spots is Boise State. Into the top 25, number 20. Biggest climb of the week up 11 spots is Colorado. Down 4 spots to 21 is Arizona. Down 8 spots to 22 is Fresno State. Down 1 spot to number 23 is Toledo. Down 4 spots to number 24 is NC State. Up 4 spots to number 25 and debuting in the subscriber ranking top 25 is UNLV. Down 5 spots to number 26 is Florida State. Biggest plummet of the week and perhaps the biggest one ever. Down 16 spots to number 27 is TCU. Down 2 spots to 28 is Auburn. Up 8 spots to number 29 is Cincinnati. Down 7 spots to 30 is Coastal Carolina. Down 3 spots to 31 is Minnesota, as well as down 3 is number 32 Northwestern. 33, 34, 35 holding steady for the same spots as last week. Baylor, South Florida, and Bowling Green. Up 3 spots to 36 is Marshall. Down 1 spot to number 37 is Ohio. Staying the same at number 38 last week is Hawaii. Up 4 spots to 39 is Houston. Down 8 spots to 40 is East Carolina. Holding the same at 41 is San Diego State. Up 2 spots to 42 is Nevada. Down 3 spots to 43 is Middle Tennessee State. Down 2 spots to 44 is Wyoming. And holding the cellar as the worst subscriber school is UTEP. So the new subscriber rankings. Subscriber ranking number 1 is Ole Miss, Tennessee, Georgia, Miami, Penn State, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Clemson, Louisville, Kansas State, Iowa, Iowa State, Oklahoma State, Illinois, Rutgers, Washington, Washington State, West Virginia, Boise State, Colorado, Arizona, Fresno State, Toledo, NC State, UNLV, Florida State, TCU, Auburn, Cincinnati, Coastal Carolina, Minnesota, Northwestern, Baylor, South Florida, Bowling Green, Marshall, Ohio, Hawaii, Houston, East Carolina, San Diego State, Nevada, Middle Tennessee State, Wyoming, and UTEP. So that's our subscriber rankings for this 2-week period. Yeah, we had a lot to get into here. So, and there's a lot that you need to talk to me about up here. I know the polls, people get mad about it. You shouldn't do this thing this way. I've been doing this poll style for over a decade. And at the end of the year, it ends up balancing out better than most of them do. But you look at realize, okay, this one is actually where it should be, where it shouldn't be. This is actually a lot more accurate. Week to week, it isn't, but when it all shakes out, it ends up being, I found, to be a lot more accurate by the end of the year. Things going down up in the season. Oh, you can keep your poll the same throughout the year once you get the first 4 or 6 weeks out of it. Yeah, until an upset happens and throws the whole damn thing out of whack. It's always changing. There's no static. That's just a silly thought. But I got a lot to get into on that one. I did a lot, so time for you to all let me know what you think about all this down in the comments. So thanks everybody for watching the video. If you haven't done it already, do me the favor. Smash the like button, hit the thumbs up. It helps the video. The more thumbs up we get, the more YouTube says, hey, people like watching this. Maybe we need to promote it more. I really appreciate it. I really do. Comment on the video. I know there's things you agree with and there's things you disagree with. Let me know one way or the other. That also helps the channel grow. Share the video if you want to. If you haven't done it already, first off, everybody subscribe. Thank you for doing so. If you haven't already, check out a few videos I've done. If you like them, hey, subscribe to the channel. You know, just trying to get things going. Little by little, growing this channel day by day. If you want to follow me on Twitter, on X, it gets crazy down there. And yes, I do answer my direct messages. The link will be in the description. I'm looking at next week's schedule going like, oh boy, my whole thing is going to get torn up for next week. But a lot to get into. We'll see what happens. So again, thanks everybody for watching. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday. College football on Sunday. Well, some of us have to keep going. So thanks everybody for watching. And please remember to be good to each other.